I've got 2 kids under 5, less sleep than I've ever had, more stress than I've ever had, and my joints definitely remind me of it every single time I get out of bed. Yet, despite all of that, I'm actually in better shape now than I was in my 20s. And I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying it because most of the guys I talk to have been fed a complete lie about what it takes to get in shape after 35, in their 40s, 50s, 60s, beyond as a father. They think they need to train 6 days a week. They think they need to live out of Tupperware. They think fatherhood is the end of being fit. It's really not. The problem is that the fitness industry sold you a bodybuilder's playbook, and you're trying to run it on a dad's recovery, a dad's schedule, and a dad's energy levels. It's a recipe for failure. Here's what I see over and over again with the guys who come to me. Successful men built the business, climbed the corporate ladder, good career, got the family, young kids at home, and somewhere along their way, their own body becomes a thing that they outsource. But later never comes. And now they're tired, they're low energy, they catch themselves in a photo in the mirror and think, fucking hell, when did I get so out of shape? It's not vanity, it's the quiet recognition that they're now surviving and not thriving. These are the men who hire the best lawyers, the best accountants, the best team for their businesses. They delegate everything. They wouldn't dream of doing their own legal work or their own books. Yet when it comes to the single most important asset they own, their own body, they try to wing it alone. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it really doesn't work that way. Your body is the one asset you can't delegate. You can't outsource your energy. You can't hire someone to show up as the father your kids need. You can't pay a consultant to walk into a room and command presence for you. It doesn't work like that. That's on you. And letting it degrade is quietly undermining everything else that you've built. So here's what I'm going to give you today. 3 non-negotiables, 3 shifts that I made in my own training that completely transformed my results despite having less time, less sleep, and more on my plate than ever before. This isn't some sort of 6-week challenge. It isn't a magic supplement stack. It is a system for dads who I personally use myself and use with clients so that your best years don't slip away. The fitness industry sold you a lie and you're still buying it. Most men over 30 are still training like they did when they were 18. 6-day splits, 2-hour sessions, joint volume, doing bro splits that they picked up in college, and they're wondering why the scales won't move and the physique is going nowhere. Sound familiar? Here's what you and they are missing. When I was 18, I could train 6, maybe 7 days a week, no problem. My recovery was incredible. I was sleeping 8 to 9 hours a night. I could focus on nailing my nutrition. I could be selfish with my time because I had nobody else to think about. Things are clearly different now, right? If you've got kids and a family and a business and you're trying to run, you don't have that time anymore. Your sleep is broken, your stress is higher, your cortisol is probably through the roof, and you're still trying to run the same program. It's not going to work. The common approach is more is better. More days, more sets, more exercises, more supplements, more. And the result? Inconsistent weeks. 2 sessions one week, 1 next, 0 the week after. Guilt piles up, progress stalls. You start telling yourself that maybe this is just what happens when you get older. But we both know that is complete bullshit. Let me give you a real example. I see this exact pattern with almost every dad I work with. He plans to train in the evening after the kids slow down. 7 p.m. rolls around, he's had dinner, he's wiped for the day, the kids are finally asleep, he looks at his gym bag and thinks, I cannot be fucked. And honestly, I get it. Even if he drags himself to the gym, what kind of session is he actually going to have? The quality isn't there, the intensity isn't there, he's going through the motions, ticking a box, he's not creating a stimulus that forces his body to change. But here's the thing, intensity beats volume every single time. You cannot out-train a broken recovery system. As a dad running a business, your recovery is already compromised. You're not sleeping like you used to. You're carrying more stress. The body doesn't have the same capacity to bounce back. So the solution isn't more training, it's better training, done less often, with more intent. The growth is in those last few reps that are really fucking challenging. Most guys think they train hard. They don't. When the sets get uncomfortable and that little voice in your head says you can stop now, that's exactly when you need to keep going. Usually you've got 2 or 3 reps left in the tank, and that's where the adaptation lives. I call this the intensity swap. Trade volume for effort, trade hours to focus. 3 to 4 sessions a week, 45 to 60 minutes. every working set taken close to failure. That's it. I've done this myself, despite having 2 kids, less sleep, more stress, despite running a coaching business, despite my joints remind me every morning that I'm not 25 anymore. All of that stuff that I mentioned before. I'm now the heaviest I've been in my adult life, and I still have abs. You don't need to train like you did when you were 18. You don't need to spend 2-3 hours in the gym. You can get in, get out, as long as you've got the right program and the right intensity. So, the 3 non-negotiables. You probably know that you need to change something. You feel it. The energy isn't there. The confidence isn't there. But you know that starting is the things that it's going to move the needle, right? So here it is, simplified. 3 rules. Follow these for 90 days. Don't overcomplicate it. Just execute. Step 1, train less, hurt more. First shift is cutting your training frequency and volume, unless you're currently doing no training, in which case you're going to be increasing the volume, right? If you're currently dragging yourself through 5 or 6 sessions a week, most of them half-assed because you're exhausted, drop it down to 3 to 4, 3 or 4 sessions. That's it, okay? And here's why this works. When you know you've only got 3 sessions, the psychology shifts a little bit. You stop treating training like background noise. You start treating it like more of an appointment you can't miss. It becomes more consistent. It becomes more regular, okay? Anything after that is a bonus. If you get the 3 sessions in, cool. If you get a 4th one in, fine. But 3 is great. But the caveat to this is you have to train with real intensity, like I was talking about before. You can't just cruise through the workouts and expect results. You need to force your body to change. You are providing a stimulus for it to adapt and overcome. And you've got to be willing to go back to that little place that is a little bit uncomfortable to make that happen. Otherwise, you're just going to keep yourself in a position where nothing changes. You stay steady, you stay flat. And I know that because for the last couple of years, that's basically what I've been doing. Some of it intentional, some of it not. There's definitely been part of me that knows I could probably be working harder. The intensity is the variable that most guys never touch. They add sets, they add days, they add exercises, they add supplements, but they don't really add discomfort. They don't voluntarily take their place to that gritty place where the last 3 reps feel almost impossible. But that's where the growth lives, and that's where you're going to make the most progress. If you're doing a set of 10 and you stop at 10, but you could have done 12, you can train hard, you train comfortable. And comfortable doesn't change anything. So here's what I recommend. If you've got 4 days, you can go for something like a push-pull legs upper split, or if you want to balance things out a little bit more, you could go upper, lower, upper, lower. My personal preference, though, for most guys is 3 days a week, 3 full body days, or 1 upper, 1 lower, 1 full body. 5 to 6 quality movements per session. The first 2 movements are your most taxing compound lifts typically. These are the ones that matter the most. Put them at the start of your session when you're fresh. Then you can move on to do the work. If you need to and time is short, you can add intensifiers, supersets, muscle rounds, rest pause sets, etc. You save time and they amp up the stimulus. You can get a shitload out of 30 to 45 minutes if you really push the intensity. I promise you, if you are training with the right intensity and you are prioritizing how hard you are working rather than how much you are working, 3 sessions a week is enough. Step 2, win the morning, own the day. The second non-negotiable is training early. Now, I'm not one of these morning gurus that is going to tell you need to get up at 4 a.m. and write down your manifestations and pray to the sun or whatever it is. It's honestly not really my style. But I do believe in winning the day. I do believe in getting ahead before everyone else is awake. Because the reality is, as a parent, your energy is going to go down throughout the day because you're going to be giving it to everyone else. So it's going to go to your kids, making sure they go to school, nursery, and then you're going to be with them after school. And then you've got to balance your job and you've got to balance your relationship with your wife and all of this other stuff, right? So your energy gets spread thin. You're making hundreds, if not thousands, of little mini decisions a day. And if you always leave your training sessions to the end of the day, I promise you that's the reason they're not getting done. Or at least that's the reason you're going to be missing some of them. I know you're not along to this because we've all experienced it. I do too. I'll go to the gym tonight after work. At 7 p.m., kids go down, you just had your dinner, you want to chill out, put your feet up, relax with your wife, and you just think, fuck this, I'm done, I'm not going, I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. Insert X, Y, Z excuse. And sometimes even then, if you do get there, the session quality is not going to be as high because your energy is not going to be in the right place. So the best bit of advice I can give you is to get up a little bit earlier and make sure the first few hours of the day are for you. That's the part of the day to focus on yourself. I started doing this a few years back and it's genuinely changed everything for me. The first few hours of the day are mine, undisturbed. I've also got more energy when I get home from the gym. So when I get back, I can help out with kids, breakfast, spend some family time before everyone goes off and does their thing. It's the same logic as paying yourself first, before the bills, before the expenses, you take your cut. Your training is the same. Take your cut before you start giving your energy to everyone else. So, action steps are simple. Set the alarm, get up, train, come home, you've already won. You've already won. You've done what you need to do. You'll then probably make better nutrition decisions all day because you start with a fucking gnarly gym session and you're not about to undo it with a shit breakfast. You're going to be more present. You're going to be more patient because you've done something that's exerted energy. And that feeling of having your stuff done before anyone else is awake, honestly, it's a really nice fucking feeling. It is. Especially when you've got a physique goal and you're genuinely wanting to get fit and healthy. So start your day earlier. I know it's not nice setting that alarm earlier, but it will change everything for you if you can commit to it. Step number 3, you can't chase 2 rabbits at the same time. You're going to end up with neither. So you need to pick one goal and go after it. Simple. Full disclosure, wasn't very good at this for a long time, okay? But this is something that I'm seeing everywhere right now, not just with parents, not just with guys short on time, it's everywhere. Men trying to be runners and bodybuilders at the same time, trying to build muscles, trying to train Muay Thai at the same time, all of these sort of things. It's difficult, it's hard when you've got all of these other things on your plate, okay? You're spinning too many things, and as a result, you tend to make zero progress and just keep going on that hamster wheel. So we have this kind of like era at the moment of like hybrid athletes, right? And I get the appeal. I've trained Muay Thai, I've trained Jiu-Jitsu, I train in the gym. I know how it feels, how good it feels to hit the pads and feel capable in a completely different way. But the reality is when I have a goal, my priority needs to go into that goal. When I was in a gaining phase, my Muay Thai wasn't a priority. When I was trying to get really, really strong, my Muay Thai wasn't a priority. My focus was eating in a calorie surplus, nailing my nutrition, training with enough intensity to build actual tissue. Of course, I did a little bit of cardio to keep things ticking over, but it wasn't the main focus. The goal got the results. The focus got the results. You can't necessarily have it all at once. You've got to pick one goal, focus on that for a bit of time, then move on to the next. I'm not saying you can't do all of this stuff. You can, but you have to break it down into manageable chunks, especially if you're limited on time or you're stressed and you're tired and you've got kids who rely on you. You're making multiple decisions, not just for yourself, but lots of other people on a day-to-day basis. Things need to be simplified. You wouldn't try to build a business, learn a trade, raise a new brand, all in the same 6 months with equal priority. You wouldn't be able to do it. Something gets dropped or something gets put on the back burner whilst you do other things. Your body is no different. So pick a goal, give it everything, then move to the next. If your goal right now is to get lean and shredded, cool. Put your energy there, 3 to 4 sessions a week, calorie deficit, make sure you hit your protein content, your fiber, etc., right? Once you're lean, you switch to building. If Muay Thai is calling you and you want to focus on that, fine. Maybe you just do two gym sessions a week to maintain your strength, and then you fit your Muay Thai in, right? Because that's what your goal is. You need to chase one rabbit at a time. Simple decisions repeated over time equal results. Be a creature of habit with this, okay? So there we are, 3 non-negotiables. Train less with more intensity, win the morning before the world takes your energy, pick one goal and defend it, and focus on it before everything else. That's it. You can still do cool shit with your physique despite being a dad, despite getting a bit older. It's not a reason to give up. You just need to rethink how you're approaching this and make sure you've got a plan that is sustainable that you can commit to for the long run. Okay? Remember, your body is an asset that you can't delegate. I will beat this drum until I fucking die. The hill I will die on. It's the foundation for everything else. The energy you bring to your business, the presence you bring to your family, the confidence you carry into every room. Health and fitness shapes all of that. Don't outsource this to later. You need to do it now.